Nova Drift speedruns, Annihilation, and not Wild, and not even my build today. We're going to do the Engineer Blade and Fuse thing that's a bit weird, but I guess it is my build on the grounds that A, I'm running it, and B, I'm running it differently to the way it usually happens, and that we're skipping choosing a shield, we're going straight to Engineer. That gives us more blades to work with. It also means we can get a nice fast magnitude for this short bit of the game where we are actually doing blade things. Yeah, the next couple of shield ticks don't really matter. We're just going to like bank levels until we get to level 20, because that's kind of the first point where that matters. And yeah, Blade is weird. I still don't feel like I'm very good at Blade. Like, I've had a couple of practice runs, and it definitely looks like it should go faster than Firefly Dying Star if I knew what I was doing with it, and also faster than Railgun Barrage if I knew what I was doing with. Yeah, okay, wave 20, we want shield cooldown, we want volatile shields, we want discharge, and that should all make this hopefully quite a bit easier. Yeah, that looks good, doesn't it? That's what a speedrun should look like, and now we should be able to get Infuse at 1 minute and 8 seconds after having destroyed the first boss. Seems like it's pretty good. And yeah, at this point, the only other two mods we want for this build are Ataraxia, just to utilize all of those unspent levels, and then also Volley, because blades are weird. Like, they're kind of this mix of constructs and projectiles, and so the Engineer is a construct body that gives us extra constructs, so that gives us extra blades. Usually you only get one, and then Volley gives us extra projectiles, and because blades are projectiles, we've now got a total of 5 projectiles, which are all kind of weird. We should now have Volley and Ataraxia in the pool, so now we don't need to go to the shop again. We're inside 2 minutes, and we have bought every mod that we ever will, and everything else will be just stacking levels for Ataraxia. And yeah, the blades are kind of weird. They'll fly around kind of by themselves. They'll return to me. I will only shoot a blade either when a blade returns to me or when a blade that is destroyed, because they're constructs and they can take damage, when the Engineer rebuilds another blade as a construct. And so as a result, we can do kind of like, we can have these guys, if we're good at it, if that's a good thing to be doing, flying around the screen really quickly. I can also not throw blades for a bit and throw several blades at the same time, and maybe that's a thing that's sometimes worth doing. I'm not overly sure. It does, yeah. And then rate of fire kind of doesn't matter, and it's kind of weird. And yeah, I also need to keep my shield up. Like, the big super mod in this, the Infuse, means that the blades will do lightning damage whenever they hit something, as long as I have my shield up. And so I don't think the little blades that the blades fire will. I think it's only the big blades that I shoot. But they will continue to do that for as long as... Oh, Dreadnought is great. Dreadnought really dislikes having a lot of lightning in its face, and we can just like sit here, and that's Dreadnought. 3 minutes 15 for Dreadnought seems pretty good. Yeah, there's like, I'm still not sure, because blades are weird, when it's good to be firing all the blades, because at the moment I'm just like holding down fire and just throwing another blade whenever I catch the first one. Whenever I catch ones that return, which means exactly when I'm firing blades is kind of inconsistent. But also, because like the best Nova Drift speedruns, or the best Nova Drift builds, are builds you don't have to really do much. That, like, this guy should have gone away already, yeah. Like, builds where the build kind of takes over and gets everything done for you are nice. And then I guess, yeah, the kind of, in the abstract, the speedrun criteria is, are we basically evaporating all the critters basically as soon as they turn up on the screen? Because that would be fast, and fast is what speedruns like, and sometimes we are and sometimes we're not. Oh, like this guy, yeah. That guy that I was not paying attention to slowed us down by a couple of seconds there. Oh, well. Like, sometimes with a cloud of these blades flying around the place, we'll destroy things as soon as they appear on screen. Other times we won't be quite so successful. I mean, that's still, yeah, I don't know. Things to continue to work on, I guess. Yeah, those guys can all go. This little piece of snake. Okay, the piece of snake is over here now. So yeah, the blades shooting their own little blades is nice, but also the little blades don't do all that much damage. Okay, Comet's taking care of that one for me. This guy is just going to the other side of the screen. Yeah, is weird. It's the thing that's... Oh, Dweller. Scion is significantly better for this, because Dweller we pretty quickly end up in, yeah, this situation of I'm only throwing blades at the rate at which the construct is building them, which ends up still kind of fast, like 5 minutes and change for Dweller pretty good, I guess, but Scion goes significantly faster, he said, complaining about hypotheticals that we're not going to see in this run because we've already got past the boss that we were talking about. Never mind. So yeah, so all these guys can go away, which is pretty nice. Yeah, and we can actually go through the front door for those guys as well. We don't actually need to care that the shield is there, which I think is one of the other, like, speed run things that I would expect to happen in Nova Drift, is to not have to worry about, like, going around those shielded guys to get to the soft fleshy bit in the back, just to be able to like punch straight through the face and do terrible things to space critters. Similar to that. Okay, two shield guys. Yeah, the other interesting thing about blades is it doesn't seem to be, or at least this is probably a flaw in my piloting, that it doesn't seem to be particularly great at putting specific damage in specific places. Possibly because I'm just throwing all the axes as soon as I catch them. But I think there's... Yeah, like, dealing with those shield guys is still a thing we absolutely want to do. It's just not necessarily a thing I did well there. Because I think there's definitely also things we can do where if we're driving around throwing all the blades in front of us and catching them all as they return, there's like a kind of a axe throwing way we can crawl through large numbers of dudes. But, like, is that... I still don't think that's as good as just everything exploding as soon as it appears on the map. Oh, Crucible. This is also the worse version than Warbringer, but still goes fine. There we go. Oh, we're also fully stacked on Ataraxia. So that's nice. And at this point, yeah, okay, so this does look like it's pulling together into be quite a fast run by standards of Firefly, although I guess we're in the category that the top in this category is currently the barrage railgun. And I did that, yeah, I'm putting this in the non-wild category where barrage railgun currently is, because that way Firefly stays at the top of the wild board, which we're going to do because I like Firefly. I mean, someone else can just turn up with a better build than Firefly Dying Star and make the top slot of the wild leaderboard not Firefly Dying Star. They can do that when they get around to it, it's fine. I'm going to make blade infused nonsense really fast in, well, hopefully really fast, that's the plan, in the non-wild category. And yeah. Are we? I hope we're going pretty fast. Oh, we've got quite a few of these guys. Those guys all appearing in the same places. Pretty good for spraying all the lightning over all of them. This is... yeah, can we do this reasonably quickly? Kind of. Maybe. Yeah, so we are... I mean, this is the 20 stack thing that we didn't see with Barrage Railgun actually in the same category. Because with Barrage Railgun I preferred to get a couple of other the damage ticks on earlier rather than get all of... oh, this is a really slow wave. And we've also lost the shield. That's a bit of an annoyance. Yeah, we kind of need the shield back so we can do lightning things. There we go. Yeah, whereas this build, because there's less in it, it gets Ataraxia faster than the Barrage Railgun, and that means there's more value in having the fully stacked Ataraxia, so that's probably worth it, I think. Maybe, I guess. Is this... okay, so that was nice, and then this is the second to last wave, which we have lost our shields, so that's cool. Do we get... oh, we do get the boss we would prefer for 100, so hopefully this goes nice and fast. 940... 942 is a decent pace. I'm pretty happy with that. That is under the 10 minutes that we wanted. It's not... Like, it's a couple of seconds slower than some of the practice ones we've had, but also, yeah, nice PB. Goes pretty fast, goes pretty hard. All this weird lightning stuff is... Yeah, like, I still don't feel like I really understand the best way to be using these blades at any point. But apparently, that doesn't necessarily matter. Maybe I'll do this... Like, maybe I'll do this a bit more? Like, I feel like there should be some ways to gestalt, like, how these blades are... Oh, and then I re-lose the shield. Cool. Yeah, how to be throwing these blades. I guess there were a couple of times when we lost the shield that was kind of undesirable as well. But yeah, it kind of feels the opposite of the barrage railgun thing, in that the barrage railgun felt kind of clunky as a speedrun. And felt like that was what it would do, because it still needed me to, like, myself point all the bullets at all the things that needed to not be there anymore, whereas this feels clunky in a way that, like, it feels like I'm just not very good at controlling all the blades yet. But that being said, still pretty fast, still... It's like a minute faster than my barrage railgun PB in this category, and also like another 40 seconds faster than the Firefly PB I have in the category where this tech would also be valid. So yeah, so that's what we did today. Let's have these guys bot me and finish the run. Okay, they will fail to bot me because my blades will do all the stuff. Okay, this Spitfire gets to finish the run, I guess. Two Spitfires get to finish the run. Eventually, can we do the thing? Can we... Well, those guys don't actually... Yeah, there we go. Eventually, finally. And turned out that finishing the run was one of the trickiest things. So yeah, lots and lots of Ataraxia stacks, getting Infuse online quickly, skipping a shield and doing a shield-based tech with the standard shield to be able to get Engineer faster, and then an early Magnitude, and then even having Discharge for the first boss. Some interesting stuff in there. It might get faster, it might just be down to wave RNG, who knows. Nova Drift, going fast, doing things and stuff with new builds.